Hello guys, welcome to my daily programming live. So I'm trying to create an application. This is a continuation of what I've been doing. I'll just talk through what I'm doing, so hopefully you guys will get it. This is a connection to one of my backend application written in Golang, and I need to generate a token first before I can proceed. So I'm using PHP, Golang, and also React.js to be able to make all these things happen. So I need to generate a token. So I have a code I want to convert to PHP. I will just make this guy do it for me. I already have that here. So this is me getting a token. This is using CodeFusion. So I want this to be converted to PHP for me. Yeah. I could do this, or better still, since that is what I want to do now, so I want to use, I have my proxy PHP. If you were with me yesterday, I did something like this. This is my proxy PHP. Okay, this is all the call being going. This is where I get my token. I think my version should be there. Okay, let me just let it do everything for me. Proxy PHP code, but first I want to generate token first before making the Golang call. So what I want to do is that I want to be able to first make sure if anybody is coming to the Golang backend, the Golang backend will also generate token before using it to do whatever it needs to do. So I have this function that is generate token that ChatGPT is creating for me, which makes my work faster. Then before I then eventually go and do the needful, like calling the actual backend. This is a proxy server before going to the backend itself. My front-end application is written in React, so I don't want to use Node.js or Next. So this is gonna be like in the middle before going to the backend. So we have code generated for us, and I believe it should be copy and paste. Of course, do your due diligence to make all these things happen. So this token URL, why can't it just do the needful for me here? This is still the backend. How do you concatenate in PHP? There's this concatenation I store now in PHP. Yes. So it looks like I can just put the variable name inside there and it will just read it. Okay. So my token URL is not supposed to be needed like so. I should be able to do something like this. based on what I saw just now. Yes. So this should be my token URL, client ID, all these other things. So the purpose of this is first to generate token. And what endpoints will be called to do this? This is supposed to be a private function, so you can't ideally get through this function first. You should be... So this is a token got in here, hopefully. Then you can use this token to now call proper endpoints. So this is an example of proper endpoints that I want to call. I want to be able to call it has changed everything I know that was here before. Okay, yeah, this is the endpoint I want to be able to call. So I want to, after I've done go backend, which is here, go backend here, I want to be able to call things like items. I did demo items yesterday, so let me see if I can pass in items here. How do I do that? This is already online. Let me push it. I don't have PHP locally on my system, but I have it remotely online. Then I'm using Thunder client. So let's give that a try. So I'm calling Thunder client. I have this called as proxy/API. Then I should be able to do something like items, like so. So if I do items, I should get something that makes sense. Okay, I've changed this. It looks like the file is not uploading. Let me go and check the server. So this is the remote file. Proxy. Then where do I have PHP here? Okay, let me delete this because I know I removed this Python guy. So I'm finding this Python guy here again. Then this API guy, I'm also going to delete this. Then this is directly under the app. I should be able to upload the folder. But I'm getting this error. So let me use FTP directly. Let me use FileZilla. Are you going live from somewhere else? This is not your usual live setup. Yes, it's not my usual live setup. I'm also live on YouTube. But if you want to see what I'm doing, you can turn your phone, horizontally, and you will get a good view as well. I know this is not my typical live setup. I'm just trying new things. Try new things. It's a new year. What do you think? Try new things. So yeah, it's not uploading my folder. I thought as much. So let's get to see if this is working. So let me send new items. So failed to generate token. It gives me a 404 page, but it's saying failed to generate token. So there's an issue somewhere. I need to trace what that issue is. Failed to generate token. So it fails to generate token where? Here. That is where the issue is coming from. So it means this code did not work. I got the issue stuck here. We didn't even get past this guy. So how do we fix this issue now? I got my key, I got my API, First of all, let me make sure that this is working well again, because this is this one correct. Let me make sure this one is correct, even though I changed it. API version 1 token. Let me give it a try again. Still failed to generate token. So let me call the endpoint like I did yesterday. So this is the endpoint. This is using .rest. This is an extension in Visual Studio Code. So let me give it a try. Of course, here it always works. Here, no problem. This is token being generated. But I'm having issue making it work in PHP now. Do I have all the correct information? That's the thing. I didn't check if the information are correct, but it looks correct here. This is it here. Client ID starts with D. Client ID starts with D. Then API.com 90 API version 1 token. This is the debugging I don't like to do. So this is me just doing my normal routine work. I'm trying to create an endpoint. I'm creating a PHP proxy for my Golang application. I have React in the front end, PHP as a proxy, and I have Golang at the back end. So I'm having issue here. The code is not working. Code is not working. Let me check the error. Page not found. It's kind of funny, the error I got. Failed to generate token. It's kind of funny. I'm using ChatGPT now, just like Copilot. This is ChatGPT here, so it's just like Copilot as well, but it's not inside the VS Code. So this is where my error is coming from. Apparently, it's saying the extension I'm trying to get to is not available, and the issue is coming from here. Get the issue from here. Token URL client API user API key. .com version 1 token. am I passing here? Okay, so this is a post. I'm doing a post as well. I have to know that I'm doing the right thing. So talking is our talking. The hosts are talking. It's still making the same changes. I'm not seeing any difference from what it did so far. Okay, let me give it a try again. So let me inspect this. At least this one, I can see what is going on. was expecting you to do for me. So let's see what the error is gonna say. Oh, I didn't even upload the changes. Fair enough. Let me upload the changes that I've made. So let's give it a try. So it's still not working. The payload is there. I've got the payload and everything, but it's still not developing. It's not coming out the way I expect it to come out. It's supposed to come out like this. Okay, so let me call this one manually and then see what happens. Of course this will work. Client ID in the header. And then I have the payload. Page not found. Something is wrong. This is exactly what I'm getting. Okay, this is supposed to be post rather. Okay. API officelime.com 1999 version 1 come first. This thing now, then before API. I think that's where the error lies. Well, version 1 comes first. Do we have anything called API or just version 1? Okay, no need of API, just put version 1. No need to write API. Then let's send it and see. Okay, so I fixed the issue. Oof, that took forever. So the issue is that I have the version 1 causing issue there. So there shouldn't be anything like API. It should just start from version 1. And I can try and see if this works like this, so that this can go in this way. Let me now try and upload this one. We should have the results this time around. So if I send this, I should see something that makes sense. Come on. Okay, let me remove all these guys that have attached to it. But that is not the problem. Is it posting? This one I'm doing get. Doing a get to this boss. I'm here to learn. Camtech 96. You are here to learn. Boy, you don't add tech to your name now. You're a guru now. You're a guru. You're a guru. You want guru? How can I teach a guru? So I'm just working on a project. So I just decided to stream it. So right now at the moment I'm not actually teaching anything. I'm just streaming the project that I'm working on. which I think it might be beneficial for some people. I'm trying to solve a problem and I have no idea where that problem is coming from. I've identified that I don't need some things. Okay, let me try and go to items. But am I doing a post or a get? That's the problem now. Okay, that's each. I should be doing a get actually. I should be doing a get items. Or if I did not get anything, I should be doing something like this. Page not found. Why am I getting page not found? Because the page is actually there. Why am I getting page not found? That's cool. That's a nice one. So I'm rewriting it to give me the full code now. Are you coding with AI? Of course I'm coding with AI. Of course I'm coding with AI. Okay, so let me try this now and see if this works. So let me give it a try, because now I'm trying this, it's telling me some gibberish, even though it's still not working. It was working some moments ago, but for some weird reason. Okay. Now it has taken me back to fail to generate token. It's taking me back to fail to generate token. So I need to debug the issue. Yep. I need to see what's going on. I need to see what's going on under the hood. So if you want to learn, wow, this is beautiful. How do I learn? I am aspiring software developer. Good. If you want to learn, my class is starting at the end of this month. So make sure you send me a link. Make sure you send me a DM. You will see my information in the bio. Go to my bio. You will see my information there. Send me a DM. Chat me up, and then we will talk from there. Chat me up so that we can take it up from there. Okay, for some funny reason, it's still adding API to it, which I have removed. That's why the error is coming up. So good thing is I know that I have to remove the API, which took me like almost 10 minutes to figure out. So let's remove the API and send again. And this time around, our code should be, fingers crossed, should be working. Now it's not working anymore. Are you sure that API is not supposed to be there? Something is wrong with this my code. Let me see. Something is wrong with this code. So this is it, V1. After V1, I have my token called. So this is it being called here, and this is the full part. Okay, I think the variable thing I'm doing here, yeah, I've fully expressed myself here. Token, and here version 1. Okay. Let me give it a try again. Now I don't know where the code is. 404 page not found. So I think it has scaled past this session. So let me meet my guru to help me out. Items. So let's see how this guy is going to debug this for me. So I need to log this error. So I need to log this error so that I will see what it's saying at the back end. This way I always know what the issue is. So but the endpoint I'm calling is not having API with it. I've already done that mistake of giving it that API every time. And again, am I doing a get or a post? The same thing we always use with the same result. So let's give it a try. If I come and do this, remember to remove the API. That is not supposed to be there. And I go and upload this. I should be presented with something favorable. Still not working. Oh, it now did a log for me. Let's look at the log. Okay, something is going on my server. So apparently is creating, there's a Python app that we were struggling with yesterday. So this is a Python app. I have no idea why the Python app is still trying to come up, but I will treat that separately. I think it might be messing with what we are doing, so therefore I will just change the location of what I'm doing. So proxy, I will call it API proxy, and then I will call this proxy. In fact, I already have an API before. Well, this is going to cause a lot of stuff. So why is it that it's not opening? Okay, so this is the error is reporting. So this is wrong. This is wrong. It's not supposed to be calling this. This is wrong. That's what happened with code automation. Let me go and remove some services that I think I don't need. This is what I worked on yesterday, and it was really wasted my time. But I think I should be able to get it over with today. Okay, so this one is Python. The application that we've deleted is actually still running, because if not, why do I have this guy popping up everywhere every time? So I then need to create another thing myself. I think it's not disturbing a share, so let's just rename it back to what it is: proxy and API. Remove API, remove API, find API. Okay, let me give it a try. Okay. What is okay? And then you still gave me an error. So this went good. This was good. This was good. This was good. But did you generate a token? Good, it's working now after 1 billion trials. So I now have my endpoint called. I can call this. This is item this. I can do something like this and call a particular item. Yes, this is working now. Wow. So this shouldn't yield anything. Yeah, this should yield page not found, kind of. You have to specify. So if you say you want items, you should now see all the items like so. Whew. That was a long thing. Now that I've done this is now the proxy for connecting to whatever I need to connect to. But now, how do I know if I'm doing a get or a post? That's the problem. Okay, it doesn't matter. If I do that here, that's what it will send to it. Okay, that's fine. I think I get this bit now. So this is the proxy. Now we then need to know how to get the information or how to make the request from React. So how do we call? How do I call this from React.js? Okay, what I'm trying to do is that I'm creating a proxy between my React app and my original backend. React is a front-end application that does not allow you to, it does allow you to make requests, but you will know that if you are making backend code, you need to be able to hide information like the key and what have you. So what I'm doing now is that I want to be able to make an endpoint call. So if you look at the call I'm making now, I'm making a call to the API, not to the original API. I've hide the information inside the PHP and then making the call like this. So if anybody is calling this without being on our server, you will not be able to get the information. I'm gonna put some extra protection at the end, not now, but let me just go to the server and dump this information there. This should work. You should just see this like so. So this is working right now, but extra security will be put in place later, not now. Now I'm focusing on doing the basics. Okay, so let's move on to, this is me getting the items from React. So I'll be using Axio. In fact, there's a tool that I use for one of my projects. I think it's SSR, server-side rendering or something, just a bit of it, and it's available. I use it in one of my projects. I need to go and look for that project. That's Office Lime website. So I use that tool here. So I need to go and get the project up. Where is it? I think this is it. Yeah. I want to put them in the same place. Nah, that's not what I wanted to do. I want you to come in as, yeah. Okay, so let's continue. So this is the new stuff I just brought in, and if I go through this one I use CodeVision. I use quite a lot of things to be able to do this one. I'm looking for, I think I've opened the wrong site though. This is not the right site though. This is not the right site. Let me now see how I did my blog. This looks like the old site though. This is not what I'm looking for. Nah, this is not what I'm looking for. This is not the project I'm looking for. So remove folder from workshop. I think it's Office Lime X. Oh, that project is not on my system. But I actually need to get that project. So let me check if it's here. So let's go and download that project. But the source file, I need that project though. I need it. Where did I have it? Which of the server did I have that project? But that project is not as if it's on a server like that. I have to pull it from a Git. Thank you, Cedric. I don't know which of the websites this is on, but I will have to check. Yeah, 2 years ago. What did I use in creating this one? Was it Vite? Yes, it was Vite. But I don't know which one is the latest version. Is the update? Update was 2 years ago. So let me pull down this guy. Let me pull down this guy and see what's up. Slime websites. Okay, it's being pulled down from the web, from Git repository. Are you sure? Okay, I converted to Vite at some point. Yeah, I remember that I had to convert it to Vite. Yeah, so let's see. Fingers crossed. I hope this is the website. I hope so. So let me move to this. Is not the branch I want. There's nothing in the main branch, so let's go to the future point 1. You better have something for me. So the future one has quite some stuff in it. Yep. So what I'm trying to do is, there's a feature I use which is interesting, and that feature is SWR. Interesting. I like this. I need to remember what that means, that SWR. I need to know the meaning. Yes, React hook and data fetching. Manually and automatically, and the UI will always fast and reactive. So this is what I'm trying to use for all my data fetching. Who did this thing? Which company did this? Let me see. Okay, Vercel. These guys are wonderful. Why are they marketing an orange form like this? It makes it look as if it's not supported anymore. So I need SWR. And that's why I went to download this, so that I can remember this guy. I can't even remember what it is in terms that I use. So I'm going to be using a lot of code that I use in this project. This is Office Line website project, and I'm doing something. So I need SWR. I need it inside the app. So I do my npm install SWR. Why they call it SWR? So we need that installed. What else do I need? Yeah, I'm gonna need this helmet is used so that your website is, if you are doing a full website, then hook form, of course, for submitting. I think I have my React route done already. This also for AdSense. I already did AdSense, but for AdSense, I'm not going to be presenting dates. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's see what I did and how I used it. I'll just go to, I use this in the blog posts. So I did the list of posts. This is a component that displays the list of posts in a website. So this is how I call it. Very simple. Look at it, guys. This is how I consume the endpoint, or I used it. So it's really very nice and neat. You just put the whatever endpoint, and then you are good to go. You fetch your data. If it contains data, it's going to do all that. Else, I didn't let it throw error. There is a place for me to catch error, but I didn't catch error, which is bad. Did it just say it's depreciated? It's declared but was not used. Okay, so if the data is not around, you should show loading. So I also have a component for loading, which I've not done in this app that I'm doing. So I guess we are getting close to start using these things. And I use this fetcher with something else. I'm going to implement almost everything I implemented in that in this project. So first of all, let me copy the implementation of the code. I'm going to close all these things. My endpoint is already working. Yay! So I'm going to close all these guys and then concentrate on fetching items just to test. Where are we going to fetch? You guys have not seen the interface of the app, but let me first fetch one item, then we can move on from there. I've closed my blog post that was showing me what I was doing. Okay, yeah, I got it here. So let me go to the app. In the app itself, I will be using this component called stores. Store by category, or let me go to the home page and just use product category page. Let me use this page to capture the list of category for now. Let me use this guy because this one is not too detailed in terms of all. It's very easy to go through. It doesn't have a lot of stuff. So while you are here, you can see that I dynamically load just 1 to 10 categories. So here, instead of me just dynamically loading it, we are supposed to get the information from the endpoint. So we are doing users WR. Of course, this guy does not exist, so I need to go and start building all these guys. So I had this utility, but before that, let me import my users. Use this guy. I have it there. Then this utility is a thing I built. Let's go inside and see all the magic that I did there. So the utility thing is a way for me to get around, and I'm going to implement almost everything here. So for starters, I'll just copy and paste. I think I can delete this one safely. I'll just copy and paste, and also create a utility stuff package or module under here, src. I think I should have a utility stuff. Okay, I don't have any. So I'll say util. Then the file itself I just used direct JS file. If you are creating a component, you can use JXX, but just use a JS file. Another thing I did was, apart from the fact that I'm also, making sure this guy is responsible for everything, in the case of the site I'm coming from, I use the environment variable. I didn't want to use the environment variable for this project. I want to make sure that all the variable is inside the PHP code that I've written. So we might be using environment variable because I want to switch between local and I'll be testing everything online. I don't think I'll be testing locally, so I'll just be testing online. So time to substitute things that I don't need. I won't be sending any header from here. All headers are being sent from PHP, so no header needed. We'll just make this empty. My base URL will be provided by, so base URL is to say, I think I can make it fixed. We can also make it come from the Vite environment variable. Should I define environment variable? I think that's more longer process. So this is environment variable to declare this is how to access this and what have you. And is there any extra step that needs to be taken from Vite to understand the environment variable? Let me check because there are some configuration as well that you need to also put in place. There's nothing configuring that saying so I will just ignore that. I will hand code it for now. It's gonna be hand coded for now, and over time I'm gonna change it. So let me put my base URL to be fixed. So like I said, I'm gonna use this part later. I'm gonna decide if I want to use this part later. So we know the base URL to be what's the address again? Proxy API. So this is gonna be our base URL. Then anything we're gonna do will be slash whatever. Let me see the implementation of what I did here. Okay, I'll just put slash in the front. So this will be like this. This is to do something else. I don't need this for now. Yep. Then the client ID is the same thing. Client ID is being gotten from the other guy. I don't need this. So this is the fetching. The fetcher that I create is like a function to help process the other PHP code. Okay, so if any error occur, return it here. And what other thing? This is me exporting other stuffs that I need, but I just need only the fetcher. For now, this is the response. Everything looks great. I don't need to have, okay, URL needs to be applied. This is the other part of the URL. This is the base URL. This is the other part of the URL. This is the header if you need to pass it. Then the response gets fed into this. Okay, error is not returned. Now let's make use of it here. This product details, I don't need this now. So this is me importing the utility. So we then use our utility. Let's see if it's tied to it. Is it going to the file? It's not going to the file yet. Where are we? What's the file destination? Let me check. Okay, we are in now. So this utility now points to the fetch. Good. But we are not calling blog posts, we are calling items. These items. But in this case, we are supposed to be calling product category. So we are supposed to be calling this for example. But I've not done this. This is supposed to be item categories. I've not created that part. Let's stick with items. So now that we have this is where I will now do a console log to just return sample item. So I will just let ChatGPT help me build the item. That's the fun part about all these things. You don't need to do, reinvent, create things again where we have all these things for you. I'll just let ChatGPT build a component out of the endpoint. Oh, failed to resolve your host. Proxy. I think we have API or proxy first. Proxy, then API. Yeah, that's the endpoint. So from here, I will tell ChatGPT to build. What will I even tell it to do? Based on the above data, build a React component for me. So it should just build whatever thing it can build for me, so that I can just use it to just pull it in that interface. You don't need to do all this. Okay, so it's called product card. This one is called product card, product list. Okay, let's add both. So where is it? Where it's being consumed here. So the consumption comes under here. Before we consume it, we already have this data coming automatically. I then come here. These are the components that it's creating. So the components can be anywhere. I'll just put the component outside here. These components they're not disturbing anybody. So product card and the rest. Then the implementation is here, where we have this way. So the implementation is there. So I can put implementation here inside the return. So it can be part of what's going on here. However, the data is depending on this data. Then you can see where I made some check. So what I did here was to check everything instead of checking individual. So I'm going to write some wrong code and let ChatGPT worry about fixing it for me. So I'm going to come in here and say, if I know what I'm doing, guys, don't worry. So if this, do this, else. I need it to create, or should I use my own? Let me see the one I created last time and reuse it. The loading component that I created. Yeah, that's this one. So nothing special. This is just what it does. It's just a spinner. So I'm gonna copy exactly what it is. But Bootstrap, what did I use to do this? I can't remember the Bootstrap I used to do it. So this should also be a utility thing or a UI whatever thing. So this is a component. Where can I put it? Under, of course it's not page. Let me put it under utility. So loading JXX. So that we can then do within our app like so. Where are we? Yeah, right here. We can then do loading. Before I run, I want to check if there are issues with my code that I've written. So, okay, key changes that it needs to see. Okay, I'm sure it will tell me that I did not use the error. Okay, so this is what it saw. It said we should highlight this guy outside, which is cool. Meaning if there were error in our code, we should not even go there at all. That will make use of this. Then I'm sure within our data fetching there's also an issue, so which is, I'm trying to avoid writing all this because I know this code is just a sample code alone, but I'm gonna implement it, which is fine. That's why I say this part I know is an issue, but I don't want to think about it too much. So this is what it asked us to do, and this is the right way to implement your conditional statement. You can use this, loading, else, go ahead and do this. But I want it to show, irrespective, show loading or content based on data availability. What is this that is giving me to do? Okay, I'm just gonna leave this and then let's go ahead and see what the app looks like. Let's go ahead and see what the app looks like. npm run dev. What should happen? Do you guys know about VS Browser? VS Browser allows you to be able to run browser within your own Visual Studio Code. Isn't that cool? Hello, I can't pronounce this name. Somebody's chatting me up on YouTube. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Hope you're enjoying the show. So let's see. I hope it doesn't give me any error. So this is the stuff. It says error loading, which is kind of weird because we did test everything and everything looks great. Okay, it's called VS Browser, Visual Studio Browser. So you can go to the extension and you will see it there. Let's see what the heaven is going on here. So our data refused to load. Now we're in debug mode. How do we fix this guy? First thing that comes to mind is this is the error part. It means there's an error here. but it doesn't tell us what the error is. We can be more explicit by allowing us to telling it to tell us what the error is. Why is the error coming like this? The error is not user friendly. This is an object error. Okay. Failed to fetch. Okay, so it failed to fetch. So we're going back to the root. Let's see what's going on here. Who gave it this failed to fetch? Okay, let's check the API. This might not be correct. This is the base. Let's make sure that the API, key and the API name, whatever we've put in here is the right thing. So I'm gonna copy everything here, because sometimes this small naming might just be it, and it might just mess you up. Okay, you saw that loading stuff. I love that, but that's not what it is. It's not working yet. It's not working yet. Something is definitely wrong somewhere, and we need to figure that out very fast, because my kids are around and they're about to come and take over this place right now. The name of the extension is Visual Studio Code, but you will write VS Code. If you go to the extension section, you will type VS Browser, and you should see the browser there. Very nice browser. It's very nice. Okay. Is this a better way to show this error? I'm not seeing this error. I don't like the way the error is coming out. I think it could do a better job by giving us detail. And this is how you use ChatGPT to do your work. Right, so okay, I thought as much. Well, I still use toString, which is okay, but it's inside message. All our stuff that we're looking for is inside message. Well, it did ask us to use error fetching product error. This is console.log. Well, okay. Fail to fetch. Where is that fail to fetch being typed? Fail to fetch. Let me do something. Failed to fetch. So nobody typed fail to fetch in the system. So who is responsible? Everything seems totally different today. The sounds and screen and all. So is it for good? Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Let me know. Do you like it? Do you like it or not? Okay, so the error. Yeah. Is the sound, everything, is it good? Are you guys enjoying it? Let me know. Let me know your feedback on what you are seeing. So this is the let me do console.log that I saw, then go to the system to actually pull that off. Now I want to check something. I want to check it here to see what's going on. I want to check the console.log, so that will give me more insight. So access, okay. So it's an origin thing. It's using that's cross policy. Cross policy. More. Okay. I thought as much because we tested everything and everything was fine. So we've gotten to a point whereby we need to implement this policy thing because we are using locally. I don't want to break my head. I will just tell ChatGPT to help me out. I think we need to fix that in PHP and also in React. We need to also do that in React and PHP. But since that is what it is, let me give it all the information so that it will figure that out for us. I guess he already knows how we are fetching it. So let me give it to it. Allow headers in the request. Yeah, I did allow. Okay, yes, good. I didn't send the header. Everything I'm sending is from, I think you came in late. My header is coming from, but I can also send header from here. So this is it here. I didn't send any header here, but I can send header. All the header is being prepared from PHP. But let me see what this guy is suggesting, and then I can set the header and everything like that. But all this one in my Golang allowed all these things. So in your React app, it said I should do this in my proxy. This allows you to make requests to this without hitting cause. Okay. Then it says I should do this, no croc, disable crocs. Or will all this thing work? Which of the fetch am I using? Okay. Then recommended approach, backend modification. It is either solution allowing your React app to communicate with you. Okay, so I'm gonna so tell you to show me this approach. So while I also use that no crocs, I think, let me just to test. Where is that? After the get, okay, part of the method. Oh, I didn't even say what I'm doing here. Okay. So where is the proxy guy? The proxy comes at the last. Proxy. Let me see. Did I do anything proxy here? Because I know this guy also gave me a tough time when I was implementing it then. Where is the post? Oh, I didn't do anything here. I just literally copy and paste. Well, let's go ahead and see.